Alright, hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is like my first actual talking to the camera video. I posted a Coachella vlog a few months ago, but this is like my first actual video that I had to put time into. I have Elmo on in the background, so if you can like hear weird noises, Elmo. I try to turn it down as much as I could, but Aaliyah will get mad if I turn it all the way down. So I have notes on my computer because I didn't want to leave any details out, and this is kind of a long story, and I thought about turning it into like 2 parts, but thought it better to just get it out of the way and get it all out because I have never spoken about this in such detail before. I just kind of like got over it on my own, and it is low-key trigger warning. Maybe to me it doesn't seem that serious anymore because it was so long ago, but it definitely is a sensitive subject. So if you have sensitivities towards rape or sexual abuse, I don't think you should watch this video. I actually recorded this video twice and I didn't like the way they came out, so this is my 3rd try. 3 times a charm, so hopefully I keep this one and I post it. I really hope Aaliyah doesn't freak out because she always freaks out when I want to do something. Okay. The story takes place when I was 14, so I was about to go into high school, and a little background is I was like a bad kid. I was like I was a cheerleader, so that kind of cut me out of trouble. Like I was competitive cheerleading to an extent, but my mom wasn't like that serious, like keeping me involved in it, so I kind of just like went off and did my own thing. After like a few seasons, and most of my friends were bad influences or older than me, so I kind of got into a lot of trouble. I changed the guy's name to Danny. He used an alias, but like a bunch of people from my city probably will know who I'm talking about or may have heard of him, so I'm just gonna use a totally fake name, which is Danny, throughout the story. So he was 25 at the time. I was 14. My friend who introduced us, she was like 2 years older than me, so I think she was like 16 at the time. So she kind of introduced me to him when he was buying us alcohol one time, because he would always get her alcohol and stuff. To him, he liked me, he said I was cute or whatever. You know, I was kind of creeped out because he was older, but like I was kind of used to that grossness. Like where I live, like there's a bunch of old perverts over there. Yeah, so I mean, it was like whatever, and I kind of just wanted to keep him in my pocket so I could buy alcohol and stuff whenever I wanted. We would go out all the time doing crazy shit, like going to parties, getting driven to like South City, back to San Mateo, all around the Bay Area, go to like car shows in Oakland, you know, all in like one night. So we were like always out, and I was so mean to my mom, which is like why I kind of got away with most of this stuff. Like she cared about me, she was always worried about me, but she was like having trouble controlling me. Like she would try to call the cops on me sometimes and, you know, get me help in different ways, but like it never really worked. And I had to like figure it out by myself to stop being so fucking crazy. I would just like leave. I would take the train to like where all my friends were because we ended up moving a few cities away. So I would either take the train or I would hit up Danny and ask him to you know, take me out, bring me to my friends, blah blah blah. So yeah, he was kind of my chauffeur, I guess. I mean, he would be kind of gross and sexual, but I kind of like dismissed it because he never really acted on it for like a long time. So after like a few times hanging out and him buying us alcohol and whatever, the first incident of him trying to pimp me out, essentially, still 14, he took me to this hotel in South City, which is like the main place that everyone goes for in-calls. So like where girls would take clients and stuff, like those hotels that surround like the airport, those are the main places. And at the time I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about like that industry, which now I'm totally aware of the industry, obviously. I don't have anything against it, obviously. Like I've had my fair share, and I have friends that are full service, and that's where I'm gonna leave off on that subject. But basically, I don't have anything against it at all. What I have against it is pimping and trying to pimp out underage girls, obviously. Like, that's disgusting. So he took me to the hotel. It was empty. I thought there was going to be more people there, like a telly or something, but it was totally empty. And in the past, when I was drunk, he would talk to me like about making money, and he knew I wanted money all the time because I wasn't even working. I would have to like ask my parents for money sometimes, or like sell clothes to get money. So yeah, it was like a process to like get money. So he would always tell me that I can make money, I can get rich, blah 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 blah. When he brought me there, he was like, you know, it would be sick, like we can make money right now, we can make like $1,000 in like a few hours, like bet. And I was just like laughing, like, oh yeah, whatever. I wasn't really thinking like something crazy. I thought it was a joke, honestly. And he started getting phone calls and like going to the bathroom and acting all weird, like talking on the phone. And I heard my name a few times, and he came out and after we had drank a little bit, and he was like, I have like at least 3 people lined up today who they want to fuck you, and they'll pay you, and I'll just take like 20%, and I'll just be outside in my car to make sure everything goes good. I wasn't a virgin anymore, but I wasn't experienced, so I wasn't out fucking, like, so I wasn't comfortable with it at the time, and I was underage, so I was like really scared. And I remember feeling hella anxious, like, how am I gonna leave this situation? Is he gonna get mad at me? Like, what if they trap me here? I don't know. I was like thinking about a bunch of different things. So the best thing I could think of to get out of that situation was saying I need more alcohol. Driving by around a few places because it was already late and most of the liquor stores were closed, so I told him to go to San Mateo and get me alcohol, and I'd be comfortable to do it. But I wouldn't do it without alcohol. I was like acting like I was down, but I wanted to be in my element, so to speak. So we go to that liquor store, and on the way there I'm texting my friend because she lives right next to that liquor store, and I told her to meet me there. And then I texted my cousin, hopefully he was awake, and he was, and I told him to come pick up me and my friend, and I'm telling them to meet me there. And he gets there before us, and I go inside the liquor store with them, and then I come out really quick, and I literally like hop into his car so fucking fast, and I don't say a word to anyone, not Diddy, not his friend that was with us. I just left, and with my friend we just got in the car and went to my cousin's house. And I didn't tell him anything because I didn't want him to freak out. I didn't want to hear his lecturing or anything, so I just kept it to myself and just said I wanted to sleep over because I didn't want to go back home. So that was the first incident. I never had a phone, really. I always would use my friends' phones because I would always get my shit stolen, or I would lose it or break it. So I mean, I didn't really have an issue with him hitting me up. I kind of like just let the time pass and hoped that I wouldn't run into him. Months later, where he hit me up on Facebook and asked how I was doing, and he didn't bring up like me just leaving that one time. So I was like, I was probably drunk actually at this time. So I was like, oh yeah, how are you? Trying to brush it off. I was like, maybe he won't try that again. I need somebody to be on the back of my hand so that I can fucking get alcohol whenever I want. He was talking to me, and he wasn't like acting weird, so I was like, awesome, I can still use him to get me alcohol. Stupid move. So literally not even the second or the third time that I hung out with him again did he try the same shit. It was the first time that I seen him after those months had gone by, and he was still trying it. So what had happened was I was with one of my girlfriends, and she was actually a year younger than me, so she was, yeah, hella young. He picked us up, and he took us to, I don't want to call this a trap house because that's hella dramatic, but it was a house in our city, and it was hella nasty, had hella freaking people in it, like not girls, just guys. A few of them were strapped, and there was like some kids running around too, like 2 little boys, and like literally cups of fucking syrup around kids, and like weed and, you know, coke and all that nasty shit was just laying around those kids. And I was like, well, here I go, getting myself in fucking stupid ass situations. So he gets me to the side again, asking me, do you want to make money? And I was like, no. Like, I went through this before with you. I'm not trying to fuck older guys I don't know. He got irritated and he was like, man, whatever, you always playing around, like, you always using me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I was using him, but, you know, that doesn't mean, like, oh, come pimp me out because you're buying me alcohol. No. So, I ended up finding a room that was connected to a bathroom, and it had a girl in it, and I was like, yes, a fucking woman. Because, I don't know, I feel more comfortable around women than guys, obviously. And she was watching TV. Come to find out it's Danny's girlfriend. And I'm like talking to her, you know, just asking how she is, trying to make small talk, anything to get away from Danny. And she was telling me she's never been with a girl, and, you know, I was more into girls back then, and I still am now, but anyways, I was like getting excited because I was like, ooh, I can hook up with this old ass female, which is still kind of gross because I was 14. She didn't ask me my age, but I mean, I looked hella young. So we ended up making out, and then Danny came into the room. I might have to beep like parts out because I think I've been saying his actual name. So he came in, and he was like, I'm not gonna let you leave until you fuck my girlfriend and until I finish. So basically he wanted to jack off to me and his girlfriend fucking. I was like, you know what, I don't care, as long as I don't have to fuck no old ass dude, I'll do this, whatever, and I can leave, and I never will talk to you ever again. And while this is going on, I can hear my friend in the other room like laughing, and then eventually like turned into like sex noises, but like it sounded like she was enjoying it, but like still she's fucking underage, and I was like really scared, like I could feel my heart beating. It's just like so fucking weird to like think about that situation again. So that was going on in the next room, and I can hear her fucking Danny's friend, and yeah, I was just like stuck. I couldn't do anything, and so my only other choice, with Danny sitting next to me, essentially forcing me to fuck his girlfriend, we started doing that, and he started, you know, doing his own thing, and he finally fucking came, and I told him to take me outside. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. You did what you wanted. And he was like, no, like, let me fuck you guys. Let me get in with this. And I was like, no, you said that I just had to fuck her, and if you came, I could leave. Mind you, there's like still like 5 big ass dudes in the living room, and my friend's in the next room. So like I'm like literally trapped. It's like 2 a.m, so it's not like there's people around. Everybody's sleeping. My friend finally finished, and then I ran outside, and she didn't come in right after me. It was Danny that came right after me, and he was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you acting hella crazy? You're just a little ass kid. Duh, I'm a little ass kid, you fucking gross weirdo. You know, just cussing me out. And then so I started going off, and I was like, fuck you, you're gross, like, stop fucking trying to have people fuck me, stop trying to pimp me out, blah 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 blah, like, you could go to jail. That was the part where I should not have said, like, I should not have mentioned anything with police or jail, because the next moment he hit me really hard in my face, and that was the first time I ever been hit by a guy, I was so taken back. I just didn't know how to react. I didn't know. I was also drunk, so I was just like so fucking confused. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was really scared. I felt kind of like out of body almost. I collected myself and I was like, please just take me home. I just want to go home. And I was crying, and then my friend came out and I wiped my tears really fast because I didn't want to make a scene. I didn't want to like acknowledge any of it just in case he might have got more mad. So he drove us back to my house. Didn't say anything, just dropped me off, and he never talked to me again. Flash forward a year, and I'm dating this guy. So flash forward a year, I'm dating a guy in my own grade, in my own age range, and I was like in love with him. I would sleep over at his house all the fucking time. I was still being bad, still disobeying my mom, still like doing whatever the fuck I wanted. I was just like an angry kid, you know? So I don't know, his parents liked me. They let me sleep over all the time. Yeah, I mean, we were only dating for like that summer. And I had found out that Danny was telling my older friends about how I crashed his car. I forgot to mention that. I crashed his car once when I was drunk. I was fucking around and I crashed his car. But yeah, he was telling people that, you know, telling them that I'm crazy and I'm just a stupid little girl. And he was lying to people and saying that he had pimped me out. So that is like probably the worst fucking rumor that can go around about you in high school, especially when you're just a freshman. This actually caused me to miss so much school and eventually switch schools. Like, it was fucking ridiculous. After he broke up with me, he was going along with these rumors saying I'm a hoe, I'm a prostitute, like, you know, getting pimped out. He was like super mad at me, like super hateful towards me after that. Yeah, it was such a weird transition because he really liked me and then like he just snapped and instantly hated me. Still probably hates me to this day because he's a fucking weirdo. So the worst part was we were all together at this park in our city because we always would go to this park on Friday nights. I got really drunk, and it ended up being just me and this one guy that I liked. And then I wanted him to walk me to my friend's house because I was sleeping over. She lived kind of like by the park, but he actually ended up taking advantage of me and trying to fuck me, and I kept moving around, and he like had me cornered into this part of the park where it's like trees and brick walls. I actually started crying, and I was asking him to stop, and he was fingering me like really, really hard and trying to like, you know, fuck me all the way, but I think I was moving around too much, thankfully, so he couldn't like successfully do it because we were standing up, like he didn't have me pinned down or anything. But he noticed I was bleeding like in a lot of places, and he stopped right away and literally just ran. Like, he just fucking ran. I started walking back to my friend's house, and I was really fucked up, and I didn't say anything to her. I just fell asleep and woke up the next day, and all my clothes were dirty, had blood spots, like holes in them. My underwear had blood in it. It was a traumatizing experience, especially being like hungover, because you know when you're hungover it actually makes you depressed. So I was just like, what the fuck? I got really depressed after that. Especially the worst part was I was set up by him and my ex because they were friends, and they wanted to essentially get me fucked up and fuck me and tell everybody like what a hoe I am, you know? They, in their heads, because you know guys don't really think like everything is rape, even though it is. They kind of think like rape is like tying somebody up and, you know, fucking a random person. That's not just what rape is, it's a bunch of things. So yeah, and that really broke my heart because I still like loved him at that time, and I just couldn't believe that he would do something like that to me. And everyone at school was talking about it, and nobody was saying it was a rape. Everybody was saying that I was a drunk hoe, and you know, that's just what stuck to me. There was a time where my mom found out, and investigators came to my school and asked me about it, and of course it didn't go anywhere because it never fucking does. So I ended up switching schools again, and yeah, I had a really bad anxiety attacks. I wouldn't eat for like a long time because I was just like so mad at the world. I was pissed at everyone. I thought everybody was a piece of shit. Everybody was his friend. Nobody cared about what he did. Not even like females cared what he did. It was just such a fucking fucked up situation. It really changed the way I viewed life. So after that, I kind of just decided to take things into my own hands and, you know, embrace my sexuality in my own way and not let anybody get away with saying fucked up shit about me. I was already fighting, but I've started fighting even more. I became that person that was just like an outspoken bitch, and honestly I don't feel bad. And a lot of people hated me, a lot of people looked up to me. It was a really weird situation. It's still weird to think about that, like, people really dehumanize women and like are so misogynistic that they would like stick up for a guy when he rapes a girl, rapes their friend, you know. This is like such a winded story, especially emotionally, because I have not talked about it in such depth before. Flash forward a few months, I seen him at the fair, the county fair, and I started getting anxiety, and I was with a girlfriend at the time, like me and her were dating, and she was like, what's wrong, and I was like, that's the guy, because she knew what happened to me, and she was like, that's the guy. I was like, that's the guy. And we walked away, and we saw him again at this bride, and I was just like shaking and like scared, and I saw his older brother look at me and shake his head, and that just pissed me the fuck off. I went off. I was like, fuck you, fuck your family, fuck your dad, fuck your mom, fuck your brother, he's a rapist, and you're disgusting. You're all disgusting. And his parents were there. His fucking grandparents were there. And I was just going off. I didn't give a fuck. I was actually happy that his parents were there. Because I forgot to mention this, but my mom had dated his dad in high school. And she confronted him about it. And he didn't reply for like 2 days. And then he finally said, like, your daughter's lying. My son would never do anything like that. So, you know, I had a lot of rage inside of me. Like, nobody wanted to take responsibility for anything. Nobody felt bad for me. Nobody, you know, did the right thing. It was just fucked up. So after I went off on him, I walked away. And then he saw me. Well, I think he was following me because he ran into me like shortly after. And he literally comes up to me and I'm by myself, and I'm just like frozen, like I cannot believe he just came up to me like it's fucking normal. And he's like, I'm sorry for what I did to you, like I'm really sorry. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say to that? Like, it's okay, I forgive you. Like, how do you even just apologize to somebody for that? Like, that, like, just so nonchalantly. That's so fucking weird to me, and it still pisses me off. Like, it's not even taken seriously to the point where it's like where you said something mean about someone and you're just apologizing. Like, that's how fucking simple it is. Like, no, that's not how simple it is. I had to go to therapy for fucking like a year, and I had to deal with all this fucking shit talking about me and feeling uncomfortable at school. Like, yeah, I don't know. Part of me feels it's my fault because I got myself into some fucked up situations and I never learned my lesson. I just kept wanting to go out and get fucked up and hated being at home. So, you know, part of me is going to feel like I should have just stayed home. But then part of me knows that society is hella fucked up and there are so many nasty fucking people in this world, and so many people that dismiss the behavior and are friends with predators and, you know, sexual abusers and women abusers, and, you know, it's just like, so yeah, I guess that's just the very short version of the story. There was like so much going on, like my cousins asking me about it, my family talking about it, you know, people talking about it, and, you know, I just had to get over it in my own way, and I did, and now I'm here and living my own life. You know, I do my own hoe shit, but it's my own hoe shit. Nobody owns me, nobody controls me. I don't let that define me. I am free and embrace my sexuality, obviously, and yeah. The story that I wanted to open up this channel with, and hopefully can connect to some of you who maybe haven't shared your story or haven't given it the credibility that it deserves or taken it seriously, because it's so common for rapists to like address their victims in such like casual manners, you know, like, oh hey, how are you doing, and like, oh hey, I'm sorry for, you know, raping you. So I know that there's people that struggle with stuff like this, and it's tough. So I just hope that you know that you're not alone. And if you have some crazy wild shit that happened to you before and has shaped you into the person that you are today, just know there's so many people that can relate to you, and to never feel like you're alone, to never feel like everybody is a piece of shit, because there are people like you and me. And yeah, so that's it for this video. It was pretty fucking long, but yeah, I hope it resonates well with you. I'm sorry if I sound hella flustered and look hella weird, and I like play with my hair a lot, but it's my first time making a video, so thanks for watching.